It's our second episode of BMW Club TV for 2025, ahead of the second round of the BMW M Performance Parts race series that starts tomorrow. I'm your host, Philip Iguana, welcoming you to tonight's show. We're privileged to have some excellent partners on board, so let's jump into the track taxi and pay one of them a visit. Last year, we visited Expel South Africa, the naming rights partner of our track days, who extended their partnership for 2025. We decided to revisit them before this year's first BMW M Performance Parts race series event.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Lani from Expel South Africa, Custom Protection Products. We are doing the 2004 touring BMW track taxi that is being zhushed up, or had been zhushed up, and now we're doing a protection film on it for the BMW Club. Because this vehicle had been retrofitted and there's no available kit specifically for a retrofitted car that's been changed up, although it's a touring 2004 3 Series, we have decided obviously to go custom, to which we are able to do, in other words a bulk fitment, and that would be without a kit. We are capable of doing that to protect this vehicle against any chips and scratches, impact from gravel, from the track and normal driving. We are very grateful to be able to do it, and that BMW had entrusted us with this. The taxi is looking great, and I think you're going to get many miles out of it.
Our track taxi is certainly looking good, and we want to thank the team from Expel South Africa for the hard work that went into it. If you want some protection for your car, why don't you call the Expel South Africa team tomorrow morning? Our Expel South Africa Truck Day series for 2025 also starts in 2 weeks, with the first of this year's 4 truck days taking place at Swartkops Raceway. Next, let's go karting.
All right, and a very good morning, Club TV guys. We are at our first event for the year at IndyCart Bedford View in Eastgate, and we've got a packed agenda here. We've got 65 club members on 13 different karts, and I think it's going to be a spectacular morning of very close racing, and I'm so glad to see that everybody showed up and pitched up, and we've got a full house. And but first I've got to start by saying, I think, although it's the second episode, I've got to say happy 2025, because I was left out of the first episode. Which I'm still going to take up with Reynard and his team, and they're going to have to buy me at least something green to make up for it. So, having said that, I think we're going to have a great time here today. We've got a packed calendar for this year. Guys, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Look at our calendar. Make sure that you attend our events. We've got skidpan next week on the 8th of Feb. We've got some racing coming up next week as well. And we're going to have a blast this year. So join us for the ride and let's enjoy it together.
Yes, we're all about having fun at the BMW Car Club Gauteng, and fun was certainly the theme of this year's social karting event. Like previous editions, the day saw the IndyCart facility in Eastgate Mall packed with club members, race drivers and other very good friends. Let's have a look at some of the highlights as the teams, some with very strange names, push the limits in the name of fun. With 169 laps in the bag, it was Team 24 champs who retained their title. Team Fitmix was second and Team Turbo Chachas completing the podium.
All right, guys, what an awesome day. Close racing. I mean, you can't take it away from BMW Club members. They really know how to go at each other, but in a fun and disciplined way. And I think, judging by the smiles that we've seen, everybody's had a great time and a blast. Close racing, like I said. And yeah, we've been asked to try and set up another one. So we'll see how it goes for 2025. But we're going to have some gymkhanas as well and the skidpans. So there's going to be lots and lots of activities for club members. But yeah, to bring this day to an end, it's been a wonderful day. And to all those that attended, thank you so much. Really appreciate your attending the events. And yeah, keep an eye on the calendar and join us for all our events going forward. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.
For fun and for bragging rights, our social karting event certainly was a fun day out. Will there be a second one this year? Like Varish said, keep an eye on our calendar.
Welcome to the first BMW Car Club Gauteng Waterless skidpan for 2025. It's a lovely, beautiful, sunny, blue day here at the BMW X-Drive Park with a waterless skidpan. You can hear the action behind me with the guys just having so much fun without wearing out their tires and just honing their skills. The guys get 6 runs for the day, 5 to count, and then we see who had the fastest time without hitting the cones and driving into the garage or stopping in the carport. Must stop in the garage, but fantastic fun. Enjoy!
While hosted at BMW's X-Drive Park facility, this year's skidpan events are again open to all vehicle makes, and firm favourites like Christo Stradum's plus Bucky were back for some more action. We said you'll see some more of our track taxi in this episode, and it really does look good in action. Skok van der Kirk took the honours on the day, beating Stradum and Martin Prinsloo. Will you challenge them at our next event on the 10th of May?
This was our first skidpan day for the 2025. We've had all the cars here, we've had all the versions of the M's, we've had the Plus Bucky, we've had Citroens, we've had Suzuki's, and we've had a rip-roaring time. My watch kept telling me that I'm in a loud environment, but that's the way we love it. We like the noise, we like the smell, and we want to hear those tires, and we know that those tires are not getting damaged because of the lovely skidpan surface that we have here. So I think a great time was had by all. We've had 20 plus cars on the track. We've been going sideways consistently, and I think you're going to see some great footage from that. So yeah, thanks for joining us at the skidpan this weekend. And yeah, look forward to everything that's coming forward. We've got time trials, we've got lunch runs, we've got race series, and also remember to like and subscribe. And yeah, join us on Club TV and join the club.
Before we get into this coming race weekend, let's look back at what happened in round 1 of the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series at the Zwartkops International World of Motoring. One of the big changes in 2025 is the introduction of the 6th class, which formed part of the first circuit race to take place this year, our Class D, E and F race. Let's get straight into the action with ATS Motorsport pole position starter Bernardo Gouveia leading the pack over the line. Johan Miller headed things up in Class E, while Zahir Sidat held the initial advantage in Class F. Gouveia had the advantage with the rest of the pack in pursuit. End of lap 1, and Stefano Cavalieri stopped at the final corner with an alternator failure, which soon resulted in the safety car being deployed as the leaders started their 3rd lap. With the stricken car cleared, the race resumed on lap 4, albeit with waved yellows due to a communication error. De Gouveia led Waylon Folshank and Eugene Host in Class D, while Davi Willefear fended off Bilal Ahmad. Eddie Rodriguez was in control of Class E with Claudio Jardim and Miller in pursuit. Lap 6 and back to Class D with Folshank having passed De Gouveia and Willefear back in the series after 2 years, now third. Meanwhile, Jardim took the Class E lead. Devold Smith became the season's first farmer. Folshank retired at the end of lap 7, handing the Class D lead back to De Gouveia. Sean Dodd had also since passed Sidat for the Class F lead. Smith's grip issues continue. Meanwhile, Host kept Willefear busy, which allowed De Gouveia to open up a sizable gap at the front of Class D. Ten laps completed with De Gouveia taking the first circuit racing win in South Africa of 2025. Willefear beat Host to second in Class D, but the latter received a 30-second penalty for jumping the start, which promoted Ahmed to the podium. Class C also changed due to a penalty. This saw Jardim slapped with 30 seconds for passing under yellow flag conditions, with Miller taking the win. Rodriguez and Roland Hopkins completed the podium. Dodd became the first Class F winner with Sidat second and Ferdy van Staden third. Next up, it was the Class A, B and C field. We joined the action with Dunlop pole position starter Neil leading the field over the line. Most of the field made it through turn 1 apart from Salvi Galtieri, who conducted some land surveying. While Neil, already built a lead over Leon Loubser in Class A, Andreas Meyer headed up Nick McCreese in Class B, with Reinhard Miller holding off Hein van der Merwe in Class C. On lap 2, Loubser passed Neil for the Class A lead, however this would soon prove to be in vain. The start of lap 3 saw an incident that left McCreese and Class C's Benny Late and Andre van Veen sidelined. Soon after, the race was stopped, allowing the marshal that we featured in our previous episode to clear the stricken cars. After the delay, the race was restarted from scratch as not all competitors completed 2 laps. The full restart also allowed McCreese, who didn't sustain any damage, to take up his original grid position. Again, it was Neil, Meyer and Miller who led the 3 classes off the line into a somewhat dusty turn 1. Neil was able to hold off Loubser this time round. Meanwhile, the Class B battle between the familiar trio of Meyer, McCrease and Smith heated up. In Class C, Miller was looking comfortable ahead of Fantomerva. Lap 3 and McCrease takes the Class B lead while Meyer slows down and retires. On lap 5, Fantomerva closed the gap to Miller to just a few inches in Class C, with Rob Gearing also closing in. Crossing the halfway mark, Fantomerva took the Class C lead, with Miller looking to be in trouble. Just a few corners later, he had no answer as Gearing passed him for second place. On lap 7, with Loebscher trying his best to pass Neal for the Class A lead, Miller had retired. This saw Smith as the sole Class B runner, while Fantomerva headed up Gearing in Class C. Neal went on to win the race in Class A from Loebscher, with Fabio Fedetto further back completed the podium. Smith opened his 2025 account with a Class B win, while McCrease was classified as second place. In Class C, Fantomerva just managed to stay ahead of Gearing to take the win, with Gauteng holding off Nicky Dix for third place. The second part of round 1 action started with the Class A, B and C race. From the inverted grid for the 12-lap race, it was Fedetto, McCrease and Osbiaggioni who led the three classes off the line. It only took Loebscher and Smith a few corners to move to the front of Classes A and B respectively. Soon after, Neal passed Fedetto for second place in Class A. The squabble for second place in Class C allowed Biaggioni to build a gap up front. Loebscher is always fast around Swartkorps and soon pulled a gap over Neal in Class A. McCrease passed Smith for the lead in Class B, while Meyer remained in close contention. Lap 3 and Biaggioni leads Class C, with Gauteng, Gearing and Fantomerva in tow. Meyer ran off the circuit at the tabletop due to an ABS issue and some oil on the racing line. A promising start did not materialise into much for Willie Koch, who retired at the end of lap 3. A lap later and Meyer is still stationary, while Smith retook the Class B lead from McCrease. In Class C, Gauteng was now on Biaggioni's tail. Meanwhile, Meyer got going again, and while he found himself dead last in the running, he was still on his way to a provisional podium in the 3-car Class B. Another driver who also found himself in a somewhat lonely position was Loebscher, but at least a lot more comfortable as he had a commanding Class A lead over Neal. Lap 7 and some action further back in Class C. This incident saw Dix retire while Gauteng and Fantomerva were able to recover, the latter sporting a few battle scars while Gauteng retired soon after. Not that any of this made life easier for Biagioni, who now had gearing challenging for the Class C lead. Loebscher took his first Class A win of the year ahead of Neil, while Fedetto took another third place. Unseen, Renier Smith took the Class B win from Macrease with Meyer third. Biagioni took his first win in quite a while, with Gearing and Anand Naidu closing out the Class C podium. Round 1 and the 24th Passion for Speed was concluded by the second Class D, E and F race. Varishka and Path led the pack over the line. Hopkins had the Class E lead, while Dodd quickly shot to the front of Class F. Gunpath had Ahmed breathing down his neck, while Rodriguez kept Hopkins honest. Lap 2 and Ahmed is trying hard to find his way past Gunpath. Hopkins, however, had a slightly easier time of things in Class E. Ahmed's persistence paid off, and by lap 3 he had passed Gunpath for the lead in Class D. Debutant Corabo Malamela in his first tin top race was looking competitive in the Class E mid-pack. Back in Class F, Dodd held the lead, while Shriyav Naidu's debut outing saw him ahead of Siddhat. A promising start for Host came to nothing when he crashed out on lap 7. With a little help from the marshals, he was able to get going again, albeit in front of his Class D rivals. With Ahmed struggling to pass him, it brought Gunpath back into contention for the lead. Both drivers found a way past, but with Ahmed's lead now down to mere metres. This soon became a fierce battle amongst some more rush hour traffic. However, Ahmed hung on to the lead and took his maiden win in only his third race weekend, with a performance that saw him take the I2 Driver of the Day award as well. Gunpath and Willefear completed the Class D podium. Rodriguez closed up on Hopkins, who took the Class E win, with Shane Kobler completing the podium. Naidu passed Dodd for the Class F win, with Siddhat third. So it's the same circuit this coming weekend, but will it be the same story? Let's look to the points table heading into the weekend. In Class A, it's the defending champion Leon Loubser who has a 2-point advantage over Bob Neal. While they both recorded the same pair of results in the season opener, Loubser recorded both fastest laps, giving him the edge. Fabio Fedetto is third. Class B also sees the defending Class and Series champion on top after the season opener. Renier Smith took both wins to head up Nick McCrease and Andreas Meyer. With his 2 second places, Rob Gearing is on top of Class C, 1 point ahead of Hein van der Merwe, with Osbjørn Joni also in close contention. Salvi Galtieri and Anand Naidu also occupy the top 5 heading into the weekend. A maiden win, I2 driver of the day, and you can also add Class D points leader to Bilal Ahmed's round 1 achievements. This Class D provided some of the best racing in the season opener, and the likes of Bernard de Gouveia, Davy Willefear, Varish Kampath and Troy Cochrane will look to be ahead of the rematch. Roland Hopkins' superb season opener sees him on top of Class E, but with Eddie Rodriguez and Johan Miller not far behind. Shane Krobler will not be discounted easily, while Karabo Malamela will look to build on his strong start. Sean Dodd is on top of Class F with Shriyav Naidu, Zahir Sidat, Ferdy van Staden and Justin Brown also in contention. This weekend's second round, which forms part of this year's Extreme Festival, presented by Coca-Cola, season opener, will again see classes A, B and C compete separate from classes D, E and F. Tickets can be purchased at the Swartkops Raceway entrance gate, and Saturday's full race day will also be broadcast live on our Facebook page. That's a wrap for this month. We want to wish all of our BMW M Performance Parts Race Series competitors a safe and successful weekend at Swartkops Raceway. Remember to check out our website for all upcoming events. From myself, Philippa Guana, and all of the team, we want to thank you for watching tonight's show. And while you're here, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel.